What is going on, ladies and gentlemen? That hurt my hands again. Today we have the very popular P365 X-Macro, one of the hottest guns on the internet right now. Man, I have had a lot of fun shooting this gun. Now, the way I describe this gun is if you took like a P365, a 365 Spectre, a 322, and a P320, you threw all those guns in the box, you shook the box up, you would come out with something like this. It's kind of the best of all of those rolled into one. Now, before I tell you why I feel that way and why I make that comparison, I need to quickly thank the sponsor of this video, the Elite Indoor Gun Range, local Gumtree Club. Here to me, this is their pistol. They loaned it for the review, and that is very kind of them. If you're anywhere in the area, go check them out. I do not think you will be disappointed. Sporting clays, training classes, indoor ranges, beautiful facility. They're just a really awesome place. All right, there's a lot of really cool features on this gun, but the one I really want to start with is going to be the magazine. When the 365 came out, there was a stack and a half magazine, and you got, 10+1 into a very small gun. This was originally a P365 that's been modified quite a bit. They took that same concept and they made the magazine a little bit longer. So this gun is around the same size as a Glock 48. Roughly, but you get 17+1 in the magazine, where that one example off the top of my head, the 48, is 10+1. So I'm happy now because I can carry my 365 and my spare magazine can be 17 rounds instead of a 15 rounder, but you get a lot of you get to carry a lot of rounds in a very slim gun. For me, the length and the height of the gun isn't as big of a deal, it's the width. When the guns are skinny, they're a lot more comfortable for me to carry all day, but that's just me. So anyway, magazines. They give you a couple of the magazines. They're made in America, they're metal. SIG magazines are usually pretty good. 17+1, I can't complain at all. Sliding on up to the grip, again, it's kind of like an extended P365 grip. It reminds me of the P322 a little bit, the 22LR. Either way, the texture on it is very good. It's aggressive, especially on the front and the back. It feels really good. Again, it's a pretty small, slim grip. So I think unless you have enormous hands, you're really going to enjoy the way the grip feels. At the bottom of the grip, there is a slight mag well. Perfect for concealed carry. I dig it. I like it. I have no problems with it. Now, the magazine release looks very similar to a standard P365. It's reversible for you backwards lefty people. Good shape, good size, good texture. I'm told it's a little different size than a standard P365. It's a little tiny bit wider, just so you know. Sliding on up to the trigger. The trigger is their X series trigger. If you've seen any of the other X P365, you'll be familiar with it, and it's a very good trigger for a stock polymer gun. I like the flat face trigger. I like a little bump out on the end. It has a solid wall, has a decent reset. What we're going to do is take a 10-second break. We can get close up and personal on this trigger. You can see it and smell it and touch it, and I'll be back in 2 seconds. Again, a pretty good trigger for a fairly inexpensive polymer gun. I think it is good to go. Sliding on up to the rail, hallelujah. It has a standard 1913 Picatinny rail. Unlike the standard 365 that has that proprietary rail, standard rail for all your lights, lasers, and doohickeys. It's not going to fit those really big lights. Like I tried putting an X300 on here. I have the new turbo, didn't fit. But a TLR7, that size light, good to go, will not be an issue. The slide release, I like the 365 slide release, and this is the same. This one is the same as the other 365s. It's not going to be set up for you lefties. It's only on the left side here, but it's out of the way where I never ride it. But if I want to use it as a slide release, it's in a perfect spot. So A+, no issues with the slide release. I do want to take this pistol down real quick and point out a few things, especially if you guys are new to 365. So you lock the slide to the rear, you rotate the takedown lever down, and then the slide comes right off. If you're the type of person who doesn't like pulling the trigger before you take the slide apart, you don't have to do that in this pistol. The thing I want to point out on all 365s is going to be the modularity. You pop this pin in the back, and then the fire control unit comes in and out, and this is the same fire control unit as a 365. So the modularity you get with these guns, if you already have a 365 or any of the variations, is great. Some of the things you can do, like I have this soon to be released Icarus precision grip for the macro. It's macro size. It takes the macro magazines and it's awesome. I shot it a whole bunch with this grip today, and it goes from a really good gun to an amazing gun when you get a grip like this. Other thing you can do, so this is my standard P365. Again, we have an Icarus size grip, XL size grip, Parker Mountain Machine Comp. I can't talk today, I'm sick. Hollison Optics, Streamlight Light, and again, the modularity is great how you can swap. I took the slide and the comp off of this, and I put it on the macro grip, and I was swapping them back and forth and shooting them, and the modularity is just great. So I love the removable fire control unit on the SIG. All right, deep breath. We'll continue. We're going to go on to the slide. Let's see. You have a dual captured recoil spring. Good to go there. No issues. And if you notice, the barrel is an itty bitty barrel. It's the same size barrel on as the 365. The reason it's a smaller barrel, for those who don't know, is out on the end of the slide here. You have a built-in kind of fake compensator. It's a compensator. I shouldn't call it a fake one, but the barrel ends at the front slide, and you have a couple slots that works as a decent compensator. So there's pros and cons here. The pro is it's not very finicky with ammo. It's not finicky at all with ammo. When you have a traditional comp like the one I have at Parker Mountain Machine, sometimes when you're running lighter ammo, or you may have to change the recoil spring, you know, some of the comps are a little finicky. My Parker Mountain Machine has almost been flawless, but it does happen with comps. So the advantage here is it doesn't matter what ammo you run, this thing is going to take it no problem. The con, or the sacrifice you make, is it's not quite as aggressive as a comp as something like the Parker Mountain Machine. No doubt the Parker Mountain Machine is more aggressive, eats up more of that recoil, but this is still a very, very effective comp, and you don't have to worry about any of the potential ammo issues. It's going to be more reliable. So, pros and cons with everything in life, boys and girls. Front and rear serrations, very similar to the other 365s. They're good to go. They're aggressive. They feel good. They look good. No problems there. The sights on these are SIG X-ray sights. Unless you're colorblind to green, I think you're going to love these sights. The front has a tritium with a bright-ass green circle around it. Excuse my language. Really easy to pick up even on this very sunny day. The rear is blacked out except for 2 tritium vials in the back. It's great set of sights. I love the SIG X-ray sights. They're metal. You have a ledge for one-handed manipulation. Just all good stuff. Now it is optics ready as well, the way all pistols should be, the way God intended all pistols should be. It takes the smaller footprint, the 507K, the shield sight, stuff like that, which is a-okay. I ran this with that Icarus grip, and I ran this with an optic on the range. I just took it off for the review, and good to go. No issues, no complaints there. That's pretty much the main features of this gun. Let's talk a little bit about the testing. So I ran this gun in a couple different configurations. I ran it stock like this with the iron sights and the regular grip. Then I added the Icarus precision grip, and man, it takes it to the next level. This grip feels good. It has some speed ledges on here, a much more aggressive texture, and yeah, this takes it to the next level. I also ran it with a dot as well, and I'm a big fan of red dots, and I put that red dot on there, and I was tearing it up. I shot this gun just as well as a much bigger gun. Like, I'm hesitant to say as good as my X5 Legion, but I was right up there. I mean, I was running these steel plates behind me, boom, 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 and I'm an average shooter, and it shot really nice. So in all 3 configurations, I shot a couple 100 rounds each through all of those configurations, so I could see what it's like stock with an optic with the upgraded grip. So I ran it quite a bit. Didn't have any malfunctions, didn't have any issues. We did a lot of transitions, a lot of drawing from the holster. This is a concealed carry gun for most folks, but it can also double as a bedside type gun. Like, this would be a great jack of all trades. Hell, you could even roll up to a competition and shoot something like this. So it's a really good jack of all trade type guns, but the main focus, I think, for people is going to be concealed carry. So we did a lot of those concealed carry and transition type drills. Again, no issues, flawless. This is, again, from the Elite Indoor Gun Range, and I love getting loaners from them because it comes from their rental bay. And like any gun store, the guns in the rental bay get used and abused and ridden hard, and you really get to test a gun's durability if it's from the rental counter, and this has been good. They've had it for over a month on the rental counter. It has thousands of rounds, and the Armorer Christian there says it's been good to go. No issues, no problems. Little clean, little lube, and that's all they had to do, and it was good to go. So, pros. Biggest pro is going to be the magazine capacity. For such a thin gun to hold 17+1, and it's not huge either, that's going to be the biggest pro for me. That is just fantastic. The SIG comps are cool, they're interesting. Again, they're not quite as aggressive as like a Parker Mountain Machine comp, but you don't have to worry about the reliability or potential reliability issues. And for a concealed carry gun, that is something that is very, very important. I like the trigger, I like the slide release, I like that you don't lose the rear sight when you add an optic, a very popular optic footprint, and it has a standard 1913 light rail, excuse me. You don't have to use the SIG standard rails. And I can't really think of a con. I know you guys are going to say I'm a SIG fanboy, and I hate to admit it, I'm slowly becoming a SIG fanboy, but it's a great gun. As long as the long-term durability is as good as what I've seen so far from these new release, I got nothing. It's a great gun, and I think SIG did a great job, and I think SIG is, the last several guns they've put out, they've addressed their... When the 365 first came out and several other guns, there was a lot of issues early on, and they seem to address that, where they make sure the gun's good to go before they release it, and that's great, because I like SIG, and I like their guns, and I want to see them be successful. All right. Let me thank the Elite Indoor Gun Range one more time for supporting this channel. It is greatly, greatly appreciated. I wish SIG would know who I was and they would support the channel, but that's okay. Elite is good folks, and I greatly appreciate their support. I am going to put a bunch of affiliate links down in the video description. I know this is a very, very popular gun, and it's out of stock a lot of places, but if you are looking to pick one up, hopefully I can find one in stock, and two, at a good price for you. Who knows? Very, very popular gun right now, especially if you're watching this at the time I release the video. Who knows when the craziness will settle down. We also point out we have some new swag, new Tiberious swag. If you want to look extra cool in a Tiberious t-shirt or a Tiberious patch, I greatly appreciate the support, and the link is down in the video description. Now, a couple things on social media. I'm on Facebook and Instagram. If you want to know what I'm reviewing right now in real time before the review comes out on YouTube, those are the two channels you can find me on. I also have a second YouTube channel, YouTube Shorts. Quick 15, 30-second videos, not long-winded like this. It's a backup channel in case this one ever gets zapped. If you want to support me on any of those, the link is down there. Most important, guys, thank you very, very much for watching. If you think I deserve it, please hook me up with that like, comment. It's free, helps me out. Subscribe, enable the bell notifications. Those are also free, and that really, really helps me out. I'll see you guys next time, and peace.